please take a moment and turn it off or to silent so as not to disturb today's meeting. We will begin with a moment of silence. Thank you. If you would please rise for the pledge of allegiance led by Mr. Wilson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If any members of the board have any questions or comments regarding the review agenda, consent agenda we did not cover last evening? If not, Dr. Melvin.
Yes, sir. I make a motion that we adopt the agenda with the addition of agenda item N, approval of the demolition, site grading, and utility package for C.B. Watson Primary School.
Second. Have a motion by Dr. Melvin, second by Mr. Wilson, for approval of the agenda as presented with the addition of item M, contract for demolition for the C.B. Watson School. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. And minutes of the previous meetings, Dr. Melvin.
Yes, I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the previous meetings as presented.
Second. Motion by Dr. Melvin, second by Mr. Dawkins, to approve the minutes of the previous meetings as presented. All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Ms. Hughes, board member comments.
Thank you. While attending the Transportation Department end of the year recognition luncheon at the end of May, I had one of those light bulb moments, and I was thinking as I was sitting there, what if I had to drive one of those big yellow machines? And I thought, I quickly realized that I couldn't even get the bus out of the parking lot, much less load it up with 50 students and try to get them home to their correct addresses. So I realized then, Mr. Scott, how grateful I am that we have bus drivers and monitors who take pride in their job and their service to our school system, and how grateful you should be that I'm not a bus driver. So thank you for your leadership in taking care of our transportation needs. Mr. Lunsford, graduation, great weekend, great job to you and all that helped coordinate this math event, the 6th grade graduation. I've decided also that I might have to do some strength training prior to next year's event, because after shaking 19 in the hands, I realized on Sunday morning that my arm was a little sore, so I'm going to have to work on that for next year. Mr. Thielen, kudos to you for your financial wizardry. I think you must have like some sort of magic dust or magic wand that you used for our 2013 tentative budget, especially when you look at other systems across our state, and you can read things in the newspaper and look online. And we in Houston County are truly blessed with sound leadership, resources, and stakeholders who support our system. And finally, even though school is out for many of our students, whoever thought that school was like a 9-month event, it really is not. There's still a lot going on in Kansas, Ms. Jacobson. A lot of preparation for our teachers and staff, summer school, and then preparation for the upcoming school year. So our hardworking and self-motivated employees and staff, they set us apart and truly make our school system one that's envied by many. So thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Helen. Mr. Dawkins.
She said, "You don't know what to say." I don't think that's fair.
That's what I asked.
You didn't get anything out of it at all.
I can't believe that Mr. Dawkins, no one Mr. Wilson can think of anything to say.
I too would say, Anthony and Cindy and Beth and your staffs that work with you, y'all did a great job. It's a large animal to tame, but I firmly believe that y'all tamed it, and I think everybody that attended was well satisfied, except for one person. We won't go to that. But for the most part, I think everybody was well satisfied. I got a lot of great comments, emails from people who said that it was very well ran, and it was a professional type meeting, and that's what we wanted to do. It really is. And Stephen, thank you for your hard work on the budget. Again, I'm going to just magnify what she said. I had it all laid out, and she said, anyway, thank you for your hard work on the budget. I received an email from David and Tom, and my friends at the cab are in serious trouble because the system is larger than the cab, and they are going to, looks like they're going to bust. And they're going to make it. It's awful. It's sad. And unfortunately, our Congress of legislators, and I explained to you one time before what a Congress was, unfortunately have not woke up to the fact that they're shutting our public school system down. We're denying kids all over this state the opportunity to have a federal right. So anyway, thank you for your hard work. And congratulations to Kenneth and Tom for not having any opposition. Congratulations, folks. You're doing your job right. Do that. Nobody wants to step up to the plate. Congratulations.
Same to you, Mr. Dawkins. Mr. Dawkins unopposed also.
Yes, he is.
Mr. Wilson.
I guess this shows the kind of team players we have here on this board, because everything Helen said, I was thinking, and the same thing Mr. Dawkins said, shows the kind of we think alike, and we do. Again, I just want to echo, thank you for graduation, the way it went. I know you was moving around there fast and all that and everything you did, but you did a great job. And that's what we want in this county, is a great team effort, and things go smooth as they did. So again, Anthony and the rest of you all who participated in that, thank you all for that. Also, again, I received an email that Skip mentioned, and it just makes me more proud of this school system behind our union staff managed the budget presented to us, and everything is great, and we're able to come out on the plus side. So thank you for your leadership, thank you for your management and your staff and everything that's done. And with summers here, I know you all are still working, obviously. Those who will have some time off, but at least you can come without a tie sometimes, so you can at least feel relaxed and enjoy the summer. All of you wear your summer shoes, do whatever it takes to feel relaxed, and just enjoy the summer as much as possible. But I know you're professionals and you will dress accordingly. But I just want you to have a great time and enjoy your summer. Take at least a weekend and go and visit someplace with your family to have a great time. I know that's what I'm going to do. So just enjoy the summer as much as possible.
I will just add that it's an operational issue how you dress, so that might get you in trouble with Dr. Banks.
Don't make me do that.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Dr. Melvin.
Ditto. So let me continue. Graduation was outstanding. Anthony, thank you for your hard work. I want to thank the staff and our school people who came and helped us. That's what it takes. That's what it takes to make an event like that go smoothly. Congratulations to our graduates. I do think they're special, and I'm very proud for all of them, and hopefully they'll move on to bigger and greater things. Thanks to all the parents and educators who all made it happen. Thanks to Stephen for our financial wizard, let's just call him that. You help us stay on track. You do. You help us stay on track, and to the rest of the staff who will do their own individual budgets, which is incorporated into the total school budget. I thank you all too. And just have a restful summer.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. And I know we always talk about how fast the school year goes by, but I know the staff is already planning for convocation and kicking off the next school year. That'll be right around the corner, and exciting times ahead. Matter of fact, exciting times today for some individuals when we get to our personnel matters, and that's always a good thing. I'll use my board member comments to introduce a couple of people we didn't do during the visitors portion of the agenda today. As we all know, we've got a lot of talented students in the school system, but what's great is when they put their talents to the right use, because depending on their choices, they might the guys are recognizing today, you know, if they took that same talent and did other things with it, they might get expected. But instead they're being recognized. Their talent is an explosive ordnance disposal. So they participated in a program with our school system called PIE, which is Professional Interest Exploration Program. And they competed at the Robbins Air Force Base Museum of Aviation this past spring semester. 3 of our Northside High students, Wesley Paskett, Jay Robinson, and Keenan Caleb. They work at the museum about 1.5 hours a day, twice a week, and contribute about 40 hours of labor to the exhibit out there. And I know not only the people at the museum will greatly appreciate that, but so will the visitors in the future. The formal exhibit opened May 11th. It includes an 800-pound robot, a bomb suit, uniforms worn by members of the 116th Air Control Wing's EOD flight, and munitions training aids. And if you get a chance to go by, it's at the 2nd floor of the Eagle building, I believe, real close to the elevator. 2 of the students are here with us today, and we'd like to recognize them. If you'll please come forward, Wesley Paskett and Jay Robinson. We appreciate your efforts. And you would just take a minute and tell the audience a little bit about what you did, a little bit about the exhibit, if you don't mind.
Well, from start to finish, we curated the exhibit, and for me personally, it was an eye-opening experience. It was awesome.
Like you said, like on staff said, and so on, from the experience, me and Wesley, we both started back in early September, and we began the project from there. It took months, took a lot of research, a lot of time, both in school and outside of school. It was a lot of fun. That knowing that in class you see a student for like 50 minutes a day, but opposed to seeing them twice a week for hours and hours, and spend so much time on the phone on the internet, you get to actually know that person. And I'm really proud of what we gave back to you. And I would make it.
Thank you very much. And the superintendent's report, Dr. Hines.
And I will say that the Museum of Aviation was really proud of it as well. We spent quite a bit of time showing that off to the board of directors the other day, and so I was really proud of you guys. You did a great job. But anyway, this has been a busy, exciting month since the last board meeting. And we talked a little bit about transportation. Scott and Transportation Department, they hosted the statewide bus radio. We were able to spend some time out there. Of course, anytime you get up around those guys, they're going to feed you real good. But Frank had people from all across our state, and we were really proud to host it. We want to continue to do those things, and we like bringing them to Houston County. Saves our folks travel, and plus we like to show off what we've got. Frank and his group just really did an outstanding job and made us very proud, so thank you, Frank. The retirement banquet was held in mid-May. We had over 800 people show up for that, and to honor our 60 retirees. And the event is made possible as well as other events because of our sponsors, and we want to thank our premier sponsors who contributed $5,000 to $6,000 every year for these events. Parish Construction, HEA, Federal Credit Union, Clear Concepts. That's a lot of money, and we couldn't do this without them, and we appreciate it so much. We've already talked about graduation, but it was an awesome day, and that is the fulfillment of our mission. And we've had 1,900 kids walk across that stage and graduate. Yes, Helen and I was a little sore also. We shake that many hands, plus the walk-up traffic, but it was worth every single one. It was just a great, great time. And I want to commend the high school administrators, counselors, and teachers for their work on those ceremonies, because those type of things don't just happen. And it was really outstanding. And, I want to point out, all of our group as well, but especially Mr. Lunsford and Ms. Flesher, who really put that thing together and did a good job. Of course, we had everybody come and volunteer their time to get it done. And that's a lot of people moving in and out of there. And, that's the biggest room that we've got. And you do such a good job. We were worried by adding another graduation in about getting Senator Ross Tolson, who once again fed everybody. He funded our hospitality room. We have many of our students now who are still going to some type of school during the break. Underway this week, we have enhancement, middle school, summer school, and high school, summer school, and sports camps that are going on now. We also had teachers and administrators working as well. We're really proud. We had our leadership summit held last week, and we thank everybody that was involved in that. It's the largest group ever that we've had to do that. And, we had about 600 teachers show up. That's pretty outstanding when they're volunteering their time. They're off the clock. But they do that so that we can continue to grow and sharpen our focus for next year. We've been working on next year for a long time already, and our teachers are just the best anywhere. There's a writing and reading conference going on today and tomorrow at the fairgrounds, and there'll be many teachers and administrators from across the country. And of course, the biggest one will be ours. It's a great opportunity for our teachers to attend a nationally renowned conference here at home. And as far as our budget's concerned, Paul will fuss at me for bragging on Stephen again. But Stephen does such a great job with this, and he's very quick to say, it's not me. And there are a lot of people that are involved in that, from across our system. Just about everybody sitting in this room has a part in that, and he pulls it together. But if I could, would the folks from the business and finance please stand up? Stand up, James. They do such a great job, and you know what our audits look like. They're flawless, and year in and year out. We know we've got some advantages being in this school system and in this part of the state, but it goes with great decisions by these people with the leadership of Mr. Dugal. We appreciate that very much. But anyway, I had a great second year as superintendent, and some days are better than other days. They're all good, but some of them, most of them are great, and it was really an awesome year for us. And I just want to thank the board for giving me this opportunity to serve in this fashion, and I'm looking forward to next year and beyond. So that's all I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Hines. Okay, moving into the exciting stuff now. April financial statement, Ms. Hughes.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the April 2012 financial report as presented at last evening's work session.
Motion by Ms. Hughes, seconded by Dr. Melton, to approve the April statement of the financial report as presented last evening. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Personnel report, Mr. Dawkins.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we accept the personnel report as presented.
Motion by Mr. Dawkins, seconded by Mr. Wilson, to approve the personnel report as presented last evening. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Under new business, item A, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the request for right-of-way easement for Flint EMC as presented.
Motion by Mr. Wilson, seconded by Ms. Hughes, to approve the request for a right-of-way easement from Flint EMC, and I believe that's at Bonner Elementary School. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item B, Ms. Hughes.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to accept the recommendation of the Facilities Department to secure the services of Deloach Architects as the design firm for the Linwood Elementary renovation.
Motion by Ms. Hughes, seconded by Mr. Wilson, to approve the recommendation for Deloach Architects as design firm for the Linwood Elementary renovation project. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the site for Perryville is there, as presented to us on Wednesday.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wilson, second by Mr. Dawkins, to approve the site evaluation and approval form for the Perry Village, the Perry Board Extension, as presented last evening. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item E is another site approval, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the site of the Langston Road property for the site approval as presented on last meeting.
Motion by Mr. Wilson, second by Ms. Hughes, to approve the site evaluation and approval for Langston Road property. Any discussion? All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item F, Mr. Dawkins.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we approve Dunwoody Insurance as a student accident insurance company for Board of Education.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Dawkins, seconded by Mr. Wilson, to approve the recommendation for Dunwoody Insurance as the insurance provider option. Any discussion? All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item G, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the resolution to increase the class sizes for gifted courses as presented on last week for the school year 2012-2013.
Motion by Mr. Wilson, second by Dr. Melnick, to approve the resolution to increase class size for gifted courses for 2012-2013 school year as presented last evening. Any discussion?
Yes.
Dr. Melnick.
If this is what we've been doing, correct? We haven't really changed anything, we just asking for an extension.
This is the third year we've done it. That doesn't mean we're doing max now, it just gives us the opportunity to answer those.
Any further discussion? Thank you, Dr. Payne. All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item H, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve and renew, that is the GSBA membership for the Housing County Board of Education with GSBA for fiscal year 2013 at a cost of $15,025. The $300 that was in the package was paid for by board members individually.
Motion by Mr. Wilson, seconded by Ms. Hughes, to approve the payment of dues for fiscal year 2013 to the GSBA along with superintendent fee, total of $15,025. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item I, Mr. Dawkins.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion for tentative approval of budget for year 2012-2013. This budget will include revenues $279,859,802, expenditures $307,457,537, and projected ending fund balance of $65,080,265. The final adoption of this budget is to be at a call board meeting on June 27th, 2012 at the board office.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Dawkins, second by Dr. Melnick for the tentative approval of the fiscal year 2013 budget with revenues of $279,859,802 with expenses of $307,457,537 with a fund balance of $65,080,269 with a call meeting on June 27th, discussion? All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item J, Mr. Wilson.
Item J, policy, yes, sir, I make a motion that we call for policy IFDGE, that we, this policy lay on the table. It deals with internet safety. It will be laid on the table because of the adjustments that we made.
Second. Motion by Mr. Wilkins, seconded by Mr. Dawkins, to table policy IFDGE until our next meeting. All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item K, Mr. Dawkins.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we accept the revisions to policy IDCE, which relates to our HE program as presented.
Motion by Mr. Dawkins, seconded by Ms. Hughes, to approve policy IDCE as presented. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item L, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the 2013 Family Connection contract where the House and County Board of Education is the fiscal agent for this contract.
Motion by Mr. Wilson, seconded by Ms. Hughes, to approve the contract for 2013 with Family Connections as the House and County Legal Service fiscal agent. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. And then added to the agenda was item M. And since we didn't review that last night, I know the board members had that email to us, but Mr. Daniel, would you please come up and give us a synopsis, or if any board members have any questions?
Item is going to be a site contract for demolition at HCBOE primary. The total G&D compared to construction is $1,797,764 for that work.
I know you had time to, even though it was just on the agenda today, we had an email last week. Did anybody have any questions to cover on that? If not, I'll ask for a motion at this time.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the demolition contract as presented.
Motion by Mr. Dawkins, seconded by Mr. Wilson, to approve the contract as presented. Mr. Chairman, just want to
Clarify one thing. You've done your contract with Parish Construction. All this is an amendment to that contract, adding this particular project. So it's not a new contract. We'll make sure the record.
Yes, it's listed as amendment to the agreement that we have.
Just so we're clear.
Let the motion show from Mr. Dawkins and seconded by Mr. Wilson that it is for the improvement of amendment 2 to the existing contract with the construction manager with a GMP of $1,797,764. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, since we covered all that last night, we just had to vote today, and being summer, we didn't have any guests to introduce today. We did not have a lot on our agenda. Now, we will have some personnel matters and student matters to approve or deny after we come out of the executive session today. But at this time, I will ask for a motion for executive session for a student matter.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Wilson, seconded by Mr. Dawkins. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. We'll take about a 5-minute break for an executive session.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Wilson, seconded by Mr. Dawkins. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion passes 5-0. Okay, under student matter, tribunal appeal for student J.S.
student JS, and not the request that was made to us.
Motion by Mr. Wilson, second by Dr. Melnick to uphold the decision of the disciplinary tribunal in regard to student JS. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Mr. Dawkins, Tribunal Appeal Student CL.
Mr. Chairman, in reference to the tribunal concerning student CL, I make a motion we uphold the tribunal's decision.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Dawkins, second by Dr. Melnick to uphold the decision of the tribunal in regard to student CL. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Student matter, student GG, Mr. Dawkins.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we deny the out-of-zone request for student GG.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Dawkins, second by Mr. Wilson, to deny the out-of-zone request for student GG. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Student EGP, Mr. Dawkins.
Mr. Chairman, in the matter of the out-of-zone request for student EGP, I make a motion we deny.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Dawkins, second by Mr. Wilson, to deny the out-of-zone request for student EGP. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Student LD, Dr. Melnick.
Yes, sir, I make a motion that we deny the out-of-zone request for student LD.
Second. Motion by Dr. Melnick, second by Mr. Dawkins, to deny the out-of-zone request for student LD. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Student DH, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we deny the request for student DH.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wilson, second by Dr. Melnick, to deny the out-of-zone request for student DH. Student JA, Dr. Melnick. I'm sorry, thank you. Did too quick. In the matter of student DH, all in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Now student JA, Dr. Melnick.
I make a motion that we deny the out-of-zone request for student JA.
Second motion.
Motion by Dr. Melnick, second by Mr. Dawkins, to deny the out-of-zone request for student JA. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. And student CD, Dr. Melnick.
Yes, sir, I make a motion that we deny the out-of-zone request for student CP.
Second motion.
Motion by Dr. Melnick, seconded by Mr. Dawkins, to deny the out-of-zone request for student CP. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. That motion carries 5-0. Under personnel, item 1, Ms. Hughes.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation of Ms. Paige Busby for the position of Director of Personnel and Human Resources Department.
Need a second.
Second.
We had a motion by Ms. Hughes, seconded by Mr. Dawkins, to approve the superintendent's recommendation for Ms. Paige Busby for the position of Director of Personnel. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item 2, Dr. Melnick.
Yes, sir, I make a motion that we approve the recommendation of the superintendent for Mr. Curtis Brett Wallace for the position of principal at Warren Robins Middle.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Melnick, seconded by Mr. Wilson, to approve the superintendent's recommendation for Mr. Curtis Brett Wallace for the position of principal at Warren Robins Middle School. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item 3, Dr. Melnick.
I make a motion that we approve the superintendent's recommendation for Mr. Ricky Rogers for the position of principal at Matt Arthur Elementary School.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Melnick, seconded by Mr. Wilson, to approve the superintendent's recommendation for Mr. Ricky Rogers to the position of principal at Matt Arthur Elementary School. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item 4, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the superintendent's recommendation to appoint Kelsey
Dawkins at the Alberta Center. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item 5, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the superintendent's recommendation to appoint Ms. Ashley Beeline for the position of counselor at David Purdue Elementary.
Motion by Mr. Wilson, second by Ms. Hughes, to approve the superintendent's recommendation to name Ashley Beeline for the position of counselor at David Purdue Elementary. All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item 6, Ms. Hughes.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation of Ms. Alicia Clark for the position of assistant band director that's split between Veterans High School and Loving Hill.
Motion by Ms. Hughes, second by Mr. Wilson, to approve the superintendent's recommendation for Alicia Clark for the position of assistant band director split between Veterans High School and Bon Air Middle School. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. Motion carries 5-0. Item 7, Mr. Dawkins.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we uphold superintendent's recommendation for the termination of Llewellyn Nelson's employment due to insubordination and failure to complete the required bus driver certification.
Motion by Mr. Dawkins, seconded by Dr. Melly, to approve the superintendent's recommendation for the termination of Llewellyn Nelson's employment. All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. All motion passes 5-0. Item 8, Mr. Dawkins.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we uphold the superintendent's recommendation for the termination of Harrison De Silva's employment due to failure to perform his assigned duties.
Motion by Mr. Dawkins, seconded by Mr. Wilson, to approve the superintendent's recommendation for the termination of Earlston De Silva's employment. All in favor of the motion, please raise your